Another Monday, another conversation with our 50-50 elected mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas of Kansas City, Missouri. Now, Mayor Lucas, while the city is pushing forward with 10,000 new units of affordable housing, including the 400 new openings in the historic Northeast, residents are equally focused on what's happening just southwest of that location at Parade Park. Now, since breaking ground on new affordable housing there, we've seen several fires in the complex, including one just this past weekend, Mayor Lucas. Many believe some of these fires may be tied to people experiencing homelessness, using makeshift heat sources just to survive or cook. Kansas Cityans are worried, Mayor Lucas. What immediate and long-term solutions is the city considering to address these fires and protect both residents and the vulnerable people seeking shelter there?
I appreciate how you frame the question because I think it's important to note that it really is homelessness at the core of what we're seeing. And so I think step one is to think about the human beings that are trying to break into any habitable structure, setting fires to try to stay warm overnight. We have a program by the name of Zero KC that's to try to make sure there's zero homelessness ultimately on the streets. It lays out low barrier shelter opportunities where you have spaces for up to 900 people, actually more than 900 people during the winter months. We're trying to make sure both our homelessness outreach workers, KCPD, the fire department, and others tell people where they can go, the shelter network that we have for them, so that they're doing something alternative to that. As for Parade Park itself, we are doing the work to make sure that the demolition proceeds. The developer had title issues, trying to make sure all of that is tied up. We have shared with them that we expect that to be demolished for that area to start its rebuilding process. But we want to make sure more than anything, people are safe, nobody's dying in a structure fire while they're trying to stay warm. So we're going to make sure we handle both of those, get that area to the redevelopment it needs, get people back to the housing that they need.
This Saturday, Mayor Lucas, you'll be speaking during the Reconnecting the West Side Community Summit. What's the status on that project?
Reconnecting the West Side and reconnecting the East Side, two important initiatives that we're doing, making sure that we try to, I think, bridge divides that were put in by Highway 71 on the east side, 71 Highway, and I-35 on the other. The goal is really this: how do you get people traversing more safely, having kids, particularly Black and brown children, not getting killed, not getting struck, and frankly, how can you make it so people can navigate across those stretches more easily? What I expect is to have unveiling of a final plan, looking at what a cost might be. Then we'll do the work with MoDOT and the federal government to try to make sure that we're fixing all of it up. But particularly on the East Side program, there have been talks about, do you remove the lights? A lot of people are saying yes to that, but enhancing east-west passage, bridges, et cetera. I look forward to seeing all of it get done.
We're having our weekly Monday conversation talking all things KC with Mayor Quinton Lucas. The Missouri General Assembly is about a month away from the 2026 session, and we already have over 600 pre-filed bills on the table, Mayor Lucas. One that's getting a lot of attention here in KC is a House Bill 1806 from Representative Mark Sharp, which would make it a Class D misdemeanor for minors caught with a firearm and allow officers to confiscate the weapon. The bill is meant to counter the loose carry laws from 2016, and it comes at a time when KC is actually seeing progress. Non-fatal shootings down 32%, homicides down more than 6% year over year. Mayor Lucas, do you see this bill having a real chance of passing in Missouri's legislature? And if it does, what kind of impact could it have on Kansas City's momentum in reducing gun violence?
So, we passed an ordinance like this at the city council level, too. I think it would be better to have this on state law, gets rid of some of the legal issues, including the question of whether the state rules that are very lax can override what the city is trying to do. That being said, we need to make sure that the juvenile court system is ready for this level of charges. I 100% agree with anything that's talking about getting guns out of the hands of kids. So the element of it that says that we will seize the firearm from young people, frankly, there could be nothing more important. We still got too many kids hitting each other on the streets. Non-fatal shootings this year in Kansas City are down about 30%. That's a good thing. Shootings down 30%. We still got too many young people getting tripped up in violent crime. I think this could be a step in the right direction.
I'm not going to ask you about the Chiefs. I'm not going to ask you about the Chiefs. I'm not going to ask you about the Chiefs. I'm not going to ask you about them, Mayor Lucas.
Man, so what happens in January? I don't even remember what January is like anymore. I mean,
It'll be different.
Man, Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the
Gotta
trips.
hop on the snow plows with you, Mayor Lucas.
Man, man, I'm going to WWE tonight. I'm gonna forget about all this drama from the weekends. So,
Yeah, we got a lot of sad around the town. I'll save you a section and a bottle this Friday at Aura if you want to come to my birthday celebration, Mayor Q.
you know what? I'm term limited. I may come up. Ain't got nothing to lose. So,
Got you.
happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
All right, Mayor Lucas. We'll holler at you next week. Have a good one and be a blessing.
All right, y'all. Go Royals, I guess. Later.